Okay, so will the people from Hungary please raise their hands? Welcome. Nice to have you here. This gives a sort of international feeling to this whole event. So I'm very glad to have you here. I'm very glad that the scope of this challenge is not limited to Croatia only, because this gives us a chance to pull from a wider pool of resources and brains, let's be honest. Nice to have you here. Also, a very warm welcome to all of you. I'm impressed by the numbers in which you showed up. I've also had a chance to speak to some people here. Based on the list, I see that we have some big companies, but we also have some independent people who just want to take a pot shot at this. So let's go. Basically, my name is Tomislav Marenić. I work as a director of IT Business Support Systems, which is a complicated title, meaning that I'm in charge of the application part of Atlantic Grupa's IT. Here with me today also are Daria Pizent and Jakov Šimunović. Will you please raise? My colleagues from logistics. Daria is director of logistics for distribution unit Croatia, and Jakov is a specialist for transport systems. So they are the guys who actually helped devise this whole case, and they are the guys who at the end hopefully will be using what you develop for us. So our corporate communications have a great video which gives us a brief introduction about Atlantic Grupa.
With a piece of chewing gum, and we've been growing ever since, anxious to explore and discover new places. We started as a local distributor and grew into a multinational food and beverages company. We have companies in 12 countries that run 19 production sites. Our products are present in over 40 markets. Over the years, our fleet has grown. We are a leading fast-moving consumer goods producer in Southeast Europe. Other than food and beverages, we produce food supplements, OTC medications, personal care products, and own a successful chain of pharmacies. We are also great at shipping, not just by ships. Our leading regional distribution network has over 1,000 vehicles, delivering products from 16 distribution centers to over 60,000 sales points. All aboard! Our flag is flying high at the Zagreb Stock Exchange as we delivered promised results for 37 quarters in a row. Our ownership structure is stable. Our engineers like to say we are running a tight ship.
Do we need to tighten it more, sir?
No, that's fine, guys. When it comes to sales, we are a pretty big fish in the sea, and that is not a fisherman's tale. In 2016, we pulled out some big results. We strive for growth across all of the categories and markets. But smooth seas don't make a skilled sailor. We keep rising even when the tide of the market falls. There are plenty of new shores on the horizon as we strive to further internationalize our business and grow organically. When crossing the borders, we'll have to declare several brands with international presence and strong potential. Argetta, pure meat and fish patty, Granny's Secret, homemade delicatesse, Multipower, sports food supplements, Donut MG, mineral water, Sedavita, vitamin drink, baby cereals. These are all engines that move our ship forward, but our values oil the gears and steer us in the right direction. Wave of creativity brings us new ideas and different views. Passion for creation and work shines like the sun, and growth in every aspect lifts us to the top of the mountain of success. We are an ocean of opportunities to seize and opportunities to give. How would you like to get on board?
Okay, there were quite a few numbers mentioned in that movie, but I would just like to point out two important things. First, this company started 20-something years ago as a distribution company. That was that famous piece of chewing gum which was mentioned, chewing gums from the back of the car. And today, we are not just a distribution company. We also have production facilities, we have our own brands, and we also distribute principal brands. When we were thinking about what business challenge to apply to this SAP InnovMatch, the logic was, let's get back to basics. Because now if you talk about advanced technologies, you talk about IoT, cognitive analytics, everybody likes to do some fluffy stuff. Let's do some marketing, let's do some consumer orientation. No, we sat down at the table and said, let's do some hardcore stuff, okay? let's get down to basic, let's get down to logistics. We have a great case. My colleagues from logistics will present it in more details. But to begin with, I would just like to give you a broader picture of what Atlantic is currently trying to do. And this project is just one piece of the puzzle. So, we have what we call a transformation engine or a digital transformation agenda, where through addressing these 4 main areas, we plan to transform Atlantic Grupa to technologically advanced company. Of course, we need to work on the people, the skills, both internal and external resources. We need to develop the proper infrastructure, getting back to basics again. We need to think about advanced systems and basic systems which will support all this, but at the end, the holy grail is to get to the consumer. Because traditionally Atlantic is in B2B. We talk with our customers, retail chains typically, stuff like that. But one of the main goals in the following time for us, in the next 3 years for us, is to get to the end consumer of our product and try to understand better what they're aiming at, what they want from us. How do we do that? I will not spend a lot of time on this, but just to give you a better understanding of what we're trying to do. First lesson we learned, if you want to talk about some advanced stuff, advanced technologies, the sexy stuff, you need to have the basics working. If you come and talk about artificial intelligence, machine learning and all of stuff like that, and then somebody at the back row raises their hand and says, hey, my printer is not working. I cannot print my documents, you know. Fix this, and then we can talk about the advanced stuff. This is the basics. When we talk about foundations for future development, you need to have a stable environment, both IT-wise, both resource-wise. We need to have a stable network of partners which have all the appropriate resources we need, but are also cost-effective in a way that allows us further development. And what we found out is that we need a very strong internal team to support all this, because nobody knows our business processes better than we do. I'm sure my colleagues will show that later. The third one is consolidation projects. What does that mean? This is just a brief glance of our whole ecosystem we're handling. I said we're diverse. We have production facilities, we have distribution, we have different types of marketing services. And if you want to effectively do pretty much anything, you need to have a consolidated environment, which is not the case at the moment. So we are doing some major projects in this area, trying to have the same systems on every market we operate. This will allow us, once we develop a good solution for one market, to easily transfer that to all the other ones. Of course, we need to get more business value, because often even new technology cases are evaluated based on the ROI. Okay, how soon can we get some return of investment on that? The case we have today is a great example of that. So it's not very fluffy, it's very concrete and down to earth, and we expect immediate benefits from that. And finally, lead and support transformational activities. But besides the nice picture, we also have some ongoing projects. We have some projects with using Internet of Things technologies in our manufacturing facilities, as well as in our some of our field service operations. I don't know if you know this fact, but Atlantic Grupa is the biggest coffee manufacturer in the South and East Europe. Okay, so we have a lot of coffee machines on the field, and we have some pilot projects where we deploy IoT technology to those machines, try to see how many coffees were cooked and stuff like that. Okay, we also have several, 5 ongoing projects in the area of advanced and cognitive analytics. So besides basic BI reporting, dashboards and stuff like that, we are also trying to pull some more advanced. For example, we have projects in HR which are trying to predict attrition rate. We're trying to predict who will leave the company, who is most likely to leave the company, and to try to retain those people on time. We also have some projects, for example, we use advanced cognitive analytics products in our internal audit department. Our internal audit actually takes all the data, pushes them through an advanced system, gets some results, and uses them in direct actions to follow. So our internal audit reports actually have a little statement below, say we use this and this advanced analytics tool. And finally, we are in the final projects of, remember the consumer part, of acquiring a digital marketing hub, which will enable us to understand our consumers and try to target them to the best possible way to satisfy their needs with our products. Okay, so this is all from my part at the moment. I'm handing the stafeta, I don't know the English word for that, to Daria.